Hey guys, welcome to a really special episode. We're here at the Golf Ball Lab at Taylormade. We're joined by Mike Fox. Mike, great to have you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, should I say.
Guys, thanks so much for taking the trip. Awesome to have you guys here, particularly in our Golf Ball Lab.
Very cool. Well, let's run through a little bit of it, and let's start at Tour Response. We know TP5, cool. We know TP5X.
All the products we probably have talked about. This one particularly, I'm not going to say I'm more passionate about, but I definitely get more ranty on, just because I don't think there's a bigger disparity as far as performance for a particular price point than there is with Tour Response and the rest of the competitive set. In the marketplace, there's two types of cover materials. There's urethane, and then there's Surlyn ionomers like we talked about. And the industry standard for what's on all tour product out there is urethane. You can get into arguments of cast urethane or thermoplastic, and that's probably for a different video, but every PGA, European Tour, Canadian Tour, LPGA Tour, Champions Tour for years uses urethane covers on golf balls. It's what the industry standard is with cover material, what makes the best performing product, just like titanium faces on drivers. So we're all agreeing, hey, this is what makes the best performing product. The new Tour Response product is really the only product from an OEM that's using urethane at this price point, which is 45 Canadian and 35 US. For us, this allows us to create more performance and better performance just through straight materials than really anyone else out there. I mean, if everyone's telling you, hey, urethane makes the best performing product, and there's only one product at this price point that's doing that, I mean, it gives us a massive advantage. And really what that advantage is urethane, as you can see from these cover peels that I think you were saying yesterday, I mean, it's polarizing. These are some of your competitive Surlyn ionomer pieces, and I'm not kind of overdoing this. I mean, this really is a very rigid, stiff.
It's really hard to manipulate, isn't it?
Totally. I mean, these materials are, think about rigid plastic, brittle plastics. That's really what ionomer and Surlyns are. Urethane is really, you can even just see it. Like it's, it'll blow. It's soft, it's pliable. What urethane gives you the ability to do, softer, more durable, but then most importantly, creates way more spin than an ionomer Surlyn product. And the reason is you think about these rigid hard materials and that interaction with your wedge face. These things aren't going to go into the grooves. There's not going to be any groove interaction. There's not going to be any type of spin that's generated.
We're going to lose significant friction levels with those firmer covers.
Exactly. It's going to bounce right off. That's really what's going to happen. You have a very hard thing going up against a very hard thing, which is a wedge face, and they're just going to bounce off each other. When you have a very soft thing going up against a wedge face, which is very rigid, those grooves, the grooves are going to take in the cover material. They're going to create this interaction that's going to hold onto the golf ball and generate backspin. And that's what we're able to produce. And we're not talking about small numbers here. We're talking about thousands of RPMs of difference between a Surlyn golf ball and ionomer product. So being able to provide that versus the competition at this price point is truly giving you the same tour technology that we get in our 5 and 5X products in this product really designed for all the golfers out there. This is the same 322 seamless dimple pattern that's in our 5 and 5X product.
Literally the exact same
one
dimple
dimple
from one ball goes straight onto the
same molds we use for all of these products. These molds that you see here that show our dimple patterns, these are the same ones for our TP5, 5X, as well as our Tour Response products. The same exact cast urethane materials that are on our TP5, 5X products are used in our Tour Response as well. Same formulation of urethane to create this soft feel with more groove interaction for way more spin. So you really are getting the same technology, the same performance that we're giving you in our 5 and 5X brands, but really for less. And not just for less from us, but when you compare it against the competitive set, no one's doing this. No one's giving you cash urethane at this price point as an OEM.
Yeah, it's new, isn't it?
It's a completely different deal. And we talk about differences with golf balls at the higher end, the lower end. We talk a few yards here or a mile an hour here, a couple hundred RPMs. This is thousands of RPMs of spin difference.
We've seen that, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, I think the mid-range golf ball, if that's what you would call that, tons of curiosity obviously for us on our channel, because that's, I think most people are willing to spend a certain amount of money, and when you get into the premium stuff, it's a smaller demographic, obviously. So we've looked for balls that can kind of somehow get that kind of performance. And there's ones that, I mean, I'll say they kind of touch there. They don't really get there all the way. I don't think we spin a wedge within 30% of a urethane ball.
Yeah, if we're taking a urethane covered golf ball and we're able to hit some wedge shots, achieve 30 degrees of launch, 12,000 spin, when we go into some kind of harder materials on the cover, we generally pop up 3 or 4 degrees of launch. We tend to drop 3,000 or 4,000 RPMs of spin.
Like that, yeah.
It's significant.
And I think that's even for me as a higher spin player. I'd imagine at a slower speed, the disparity just probably grows at that point. So I think when you did your presentation yesterday, that was my first thought was, I think there's going to be a ton of people going, I really want to see you guys test that ball and see if it actually does keep up that way. It would be great.
And I think one of the points you made that was great is, typically with things like ball speed, the faster your swing speed is, typically the bigger the disparity is going to be. The faster you are, the more ball speed. But for average swing speed players, it might not be as different. This is almost the opposite.
Right.
I mean, better players are able to create a lot more spin than average players.
With any ball, really,
with any
right?
ball.
Yeah.
Granted, you're still talking thousands of RPM difference with better
sure.
players with Surlyn ionomer versus urethane. But the average golfer who really struggles to generate spin, they're the ones that are going to see more benefit than the tour player, because they need it. Right? They need the help of that groove interaction, because they're really going to struggle to compress into an ionomer ball and create any type of spin with that product whatsoever to hold those greens. And why better players are up in the 10,000 RPMs with urethane, average golfers can be closer to 8,000.
Okay.
And when you start talking about ionomer or Surlyn products with average players, let's say a tour player goes from 10,000 with a urethane ball to 7,000 with a Surlyn ionomer ball. That's a good. They can be lower.
Good estimate. Yeah.
An average player is starting at 7,000, 8,000 with a urethane ball. An ionomer ball is going to bring them into the 4,000 or 5,000 camp.
So they don't have the room to.
No, and at 4,000 or 5,000, you're struggling.
It's not enough on a way. That's nothing really. That's like a 7 iron.
Yeah, you might as well just kind of chip it up there.
Well, we had the conversation earlier. We had a great meeting up in the boardroom upstairs, and I kind of talked to the guys a little bit about the way loft's going, the way golf balls are reacting. So, as a combination, the category or the combination of stronger lofts and firmer covered golf balls is leading to one thing, and consumers are concerned about loss of spin, not being able to generate enough lift, get enough steep sort of land angles into the greens, and losing that control. I mean, this is going to really help a ton with that.
Without question. To be able to provide the type of launch characteristics within the new equipment that's going to maximize the distance and performance of golfer's game without sacrificing the ability to hold greens. It's great if you can hit your iron a club longer, but if you can't hold that green, what does it matter? You're chipping regardless.
And I think even like on chip shots, a player that uses a ball that is not a urethane ball, there's nothing they can do in their technique to get a ball to check. And so many people you play with, like, I really want to get the ball to check. And then you say, well, you need to spend 65 Canadian at home to get a ball realistically that, like the best tour players in the world aren't checking a hardcover ball no matter what you give them, right? It's just not happening.
Anytime you talk to an instructor, a fitter, anyone about how do I get spin, the first thing they'll tell you is clean club face premium ball.
100%.
That's the starting point. Before we go into any technique, it doesn't matter how good your technique is.
No.
If you don't have those two elements, you're just not going to achieve the desired results.
And to your point, that used to cost 65 Canadian.
That's right.
And now it does.
I think that's just, there's obviously, I'm sure there are trade-offs. There's obviously a reason to still have a TP5 for certain players, but like at least you have an option to say, I can save myself $20 a box every time I buy balls.
Well, let's dive into that, because there are some differences once we get into the core of the golf ball.
Totally. So the biggest difference between your 5 and 5X versus your Tour Response is first and foremost feel. And we talked a lot about feel. So the TP5 and 5X are in the 90 compressions, 93, 95. Tour Response is 70. So we really did that because this product was specifically designed to increase performance for all golfers. So being able to have a lower compression product really fits that need of golfers that are trying to get something that's easier to compress to maximize their distance. So that's the first piece. But one of the big topics right now is, well, heck, is a softer golf ball slow? And we talked a lot about this.
And we talk about it too.
And I'm not going to tell you it's not, because it definitely can be.
At times it has been for us too,
And it definitely can be. You think about what creates distance. Resistance creates distance. You think about a club face and the golf ball. If you have a super soft golf ball, we've all seen that video of a golf ball like pancaking on.
Completely gone.
So we think it's like a spring where this golf ball just kind of like builds up all this energy and it comes out faster than it was before. It's actually the exact opposite. When that golf ball pancakes, it loses all its energy, and it kind of just putters out. The example I like to give, it's like throwing a marshmallow up against a wall versus a rubber ball.
Yeah. Right.
The marshmallow is super soft, it's going to go against the wall, it's going to pancake,
Yeah.
and it's just going to, it's not building up more energy.
Well, I say something similar to guys, but I take an inflated basketball and a deflated basketball.
That's a great example.
Bounce them
I'm going
both
to steal
off
that
the
one.
ground,
I think
and,
that's
the inflated one, we're going to get faster rebound speed.
Yeah, the softer basketball is going to compress more,
That's
it's
right.
going to deflate more, but that doesn't mean it's building up more energy.
Yeah.
So creating that resistance is key to building up speed. So really, first and foremost with Tour Response, to build up that speed, it's a 3-layer construction, and that's really important. If you have a 2-layer golf ball that's low compression, and you hit a club face, there's nothing there to build up resistance.
Yeah.
It's just going to mush marshmallow, deflate basketball, and putter out.
Yep.
That 3rd layer, that mantle layer for us, is our HFMQ layer, which was inspired by our TP5 and 5X line, which is a more rigid material that allows us to build up more resistance, to build up more speed. So where normally you'd be giving up a lot of distance, a lot of ball speed, this product we put toe-to-toe against really almost any other product out there, particularly at the same compressions, and you're not giving up anything when it comes to distance or ball speed. It's without question competitive. 5 and 5X is on another level, of course, when it comes to ball speed, but they're higher compressions, they're 5 layers, but versus other 3-layer, even premium tour balls, this holds its own against really anything out there.
Cool.
But that 3 layers with that really unique mantle layer that we call HFMQ, which allows us to have a more efficient energy transfer. The line I like to give, it's like putting a spring on a trampoline. So we all know a club face is like a trampoline, but a golf ball is like a spring. It builds up its own energy. And between those two things, you want to maximize the energy transfer to be able to do that. And that's what the mantle layer and our 3-piece construction allows you to do.
We had a conversation, I don't remember what golf ball it was, to be honest. We tested a ball that was a softer compression ball than we had been testing. I remember ball speeds were totally fine, like they were as good as a firm ball. It might have been a Bridgestone or something.
It was the Tiger ball.
That's the first time we kind of went, well, I think maybe softballs are at times, if the layers are done properly, they will still have the speed.
To be honest, Matty, that's exactly what I try and. People ask me that all the time, especially in fits. They go, "What golf ball are we using today? Is that a firm golf ball? Is that a softer golf ball?" I've seen, some testing that show that firm golf balls produce some more speed. But listen, the softest golf ball that's a premium golf ball in the market, the speed loss is so negligible.
Because there's other stuff going on.
As long as
there's
multiple layers.
Yeah,
right?
it's
Some
not
of
a
these
two-piece
products, you just think about there's no levers to pull to change anything. You have a cover that's really hard and rigid.
Yeah, of course.
So we all know what that does.
Yeah.
And then we have a core that's super, super soft. It's only going to do one thing.
Yeah.
It's going to feel very, very soft. It's going to produce low spin, but it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And that 3rd layer is that other lever you can pull to impact ball speed and distance and other pieces to give you that type of performance you might not get with a 2-piece
I think that's cool. There's going to be so many people that listen to that and go, okay, now I get it. Now I get why I can have a softer compression ball, but actually still have a high ball speed.
Totally.
Ball.
So I'm not telling you, hey, soft isn't slow. It definitely can be.
Yeah.
But unless you're building a product like we are with multiple layers and really unique mantle materials that build that speed back up, I mean, you could definitely be in trouble.
Awesome. So we're a little tight for time. We got a serious tour going on today. We're seeing basically everyone in the office, aren't we, today? So
awesome.
I know we want to go over this ball a little bit. If you can give us a little rundown on sort of the Rickie Fowler influence on this new PIX ball. I think people are really curious. Ian's eyes lit up when he saw it.
I think
it reminded him of a
incredible.
little sport that he plays at home, right?
No, I think I think that I saw PIX a while back and I thought that's cool, some customization. That's nice. Then yesterday, I thought we were going to talk about this yesterday. I had no idea we were going to go down the Rickie Fowler line and talk about some tech that's built into that.
It's, for us, the fastest growing category, not just in golf ball, but in golf, is in this non-white golf ball space. We're approaching 30%, if not over, percent of the golf ball business in that non-white category, whether it's color or visual tech. And for us, it is a core focus and strategy moving forward. So to be able to provide more performance from a visibility standpoint has really been open with this visual technology. So when we launched PIX in 2019, it was about creating a product that was easier to see, having some cool images on it. That was really it. But over the last year, we've learned a lot selling this product, over the last 3 years making this product. But we've learned just as much over the last year working with Rickie Fowler. When we first started the signing process with Rickie, we show them PIX as a product, he immediately gravitated towards it. We all know Rickie. He's like, hey, performance, style, that's me. I'm in.
Yeah,
this is it.
His style.
And we showed him PIX, and he wanted to play it immediately. And when we showed him the product, he goes, hey guys, this is super cool, but there's some things here I think we could work on.
Yeah.
So we've spent the last year in true collaboration, monthly, if not weekly, back and forth with Rickie to make a product that really is truly a better performing product. It's not just easier to see with our multicolor images, but for the first time, there's something we call clear path alignment.
Yeah.
And this is what's really special, is with influence and feedback from Rickie, we took our 12 evenly spaced images, found a clear path right through the center of the golf ball, and moved where our logos were to create really this line through the center to give you immediate feedback when you putt the product. So what I mean is, normally when you see a golf ball, you see a Taylormade logo, and you can see another Taylormade logo on the other side.
Yeah,
for the first time ever, we took
one,
the brand stamp, Taylormade, as well as the model stamp, the TP5 and 5X brand, and put it in perfect alignment with each other in between these 12 evenly spaced images. So whether you're Taylormade or whether you're Rickie Fowler or the average golfer, now for the first time you can take visual technology, line it up, hit a putt, and see this perfectly clear, crisp white or clear black line through the center, and get that feedback of, hey, did I hit that putt well or did I not hit that putt well? Rickie Fowler is consistently one of the best putters on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
And for him, anything that he said that can make him putt better or give him better feedback, he was all in for.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to testing this on the putting green too, because I'm terrible at lining my putts up. So
okay, well we are tight for time. So
I wish we could keep going, but
there's so much more to talk of. We've got the yellow cover that's coming. Really excited. See more and more people kind of opting for that option. So get that coming in the TP5 and 5X. Mike, thanks so much for having us. Hosting us in here is even extra special.
Yeah,
so,
no, it's my pleasure. Thank you guys so much for coming out.
Guys, hopefully you'll have learned a little bit about the golf ball and some of the reasons for the tech and the layering and some price point stuff, which is obviously important. That's where the depth of the market lives in within that sort of budget price point, but they don't want to sacrifice performance. That's the real story.
It's an accessibility story, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So we want everyone to have access to the premium materials, the premium technologies that help you guys play a little better. So
well said.
Excellent. Lots more to come, and we'll see you guys again soon.